Hello, welcome everyone. Going to hang out here, drink some beer, uh, remember how to play Magic tonight. So that is my plan. So if you are a Magic awesome player, you can tell me all the things I did wrong. And if you don't know what's going on, you can assume that I'm very smart and I am very good and stuff. That's probably not the case. So we're going to start by doing a Zendikar sealed. So I have a token to get a free entry here. So, and a reward, a swamp. Man, I'm already off to a great start. So when you start a sealed, it's going to show us our rares. Angel of Destiny, double strike. If you gain a bunch of life, you can win the game. This card seems really good. This guy is a rogue that in this set, your rogues can basically kind of have the, if you've played very old Magic, they have the ninjutsu type of ability where if you have an unblocked rogue, you can put this guy in his place. And if he does combat damage to a player, you get a thing out of their graveyard, which is pretty awesome. A land, which is less awesome. Master of Winds. When enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards, then discard. Seems okay. Whenever you cast an instant, sorcery, or wizard spell, it becomes a 4/1 or a 1/4. Null Priest of Oblivion. Menace, lifelink, kicker. If it was kicked, you get another creature from your graveyard. That seems really good. And Thieving Skydiver. Flying, kicker X, cannot be 0. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, gain control of target artifact. That seems terrible. So we'll see what the rest of our cards are here and try to build something.
But when you have a second, can you please come down?
Sure. All right, we're going to sort by rarity. Let's see what kind of uncommons we have. Lots of blue uncommons, only one white uncommon, and it's a very bad one. Although these are double-faced cards in Zendikar Rising, land on one side, creature on the other, so can help fix mana, help you get out of a spot where you don't have the right cards. This can give me a flying dude or 2 flying dudes. That seems lovely. Counterspell. This costs 3 to cast if they have 8 or more cards. Gain control of a thing. Still very expensive. Enchant land, generally bad, but can be some kind of fixing. Each player sacrifices a creature. Not good at all. This spell costs 1 less for each creature in your party. So another thing we have now in Zendikar Rising is parties, which I don't know if they're like setting up for the D&D crossover that is incoming, but your party can consist of a cleric, rogue, warrior, or wizard. So if you have one of every creature type, you have a full party of 4. So this guy can get cheaper, and he returns 1 from your graveyard to the battlefield. This deals damage equal to sacrifice creature's power to any target. So it's fling, basically, but fling with the land on the other side. Not what we're looking for. This guy's good because creating more mana is good. The first spell, kick spell, gets cheaper, and you get counters. Creature fights, that seems okay. Mere blue cards just seem like they're the best, so this guy gives all of our warrior stuff. This is an equipment that gives it +1/+7 menace. This equipment that automatically gets attached when it enters the battlefield. So we have a few things to do here. Let's start with getting all of our blue cards and seeing what's what. Like this card is the best card we have. Oh wow, we have 3 Bubble Snare. Bubble Snare is basically taps a creature, it doesn't untap. Well, it doesn't automatically tap it. If you pay just the 1 blue mana, it will stop it from untapping, but you have to pay the 3 mana kicker tax to actually tap it if it's not already tapped, but that card is still really good. Roost of Drakes and enchantments. Whatever you can. If we have a lot of kick spells with kicker, that can be fine. This has kicker. We don't really care. Into the Royal is good. This just returns a card, and if you kick it, you get to draw a card. Counter spell, but it can also be a land. No reason not to play that. I mean, it's just a free land. This guy, I mean, he can get us an artifact. That just doesn't seem good enough. If it was kicked, return one other creature to its owner's hand. 3/2 with upside, I suppose. Master of Winds is rare and is probably better than I think he is. Gain control of a creature is probably good whenever you kick a spell. I mean, maybe we're just going for all of the kicker things. Draw 2 cards. If it was kicked, draw 3 cards instead. Like Divination, it's fine. Maybe not what we need. So let's see what black cards we have. We're playing black for Zanrith the Trickster here anyway. If we have any more rogues. This guy's a rogue. He has Death Touch. We want him in our deck. Destroy target creature an opponent controls. Yep, we want that in our deck for sure. This there's a battlefield. Yep, we want that in our deck. Oh, it's expensive. Maybe we don't. Vanquish the Weak. Just kills a guy. That's the thing we want to do. This guy. When he dies, put a counter on creatures we control. Everyone sacrifices a thing. Target creature gets indestructible. Menace lifelink if it was kicked. Alright, I mean, we're 5 cards short. Let's take a look at our rares and mythics again. See if this guy is a rare. I just don't see it. I guess he's a 2/1 flyer for 2. It can't be that bad. Well, I guess he's at least a 2/1 flyer for 3. And maybe he gets us an artifact. I don't know. Let's try it. We need cards. This is actually just a straight dual land now, so sure, we play it. Can't play that, so blue and black. This guy's fine. Basically, I think we just want anything with kicker now because we have a lot of kicker things or things that will fill out our party. So for party creature, so we have rogues, clerics, wizards, rogues, everything but warrior we basically have covered. So this might kill somebody when it comes in. Just can't imagine it's that good, but it can't be that bad either, I guess. That seems just terrible. Draw a card. Nope. We can make this guy not get blocked. I guess occasionally that can be relevant. So we play it. And we'll play this Divination because we don't know what else to do. So there's our deck. Now, most importantly, we got to pick some sleeves. We're going to go with City of Brass because it's the coolest looking one. And we're going to change, oops. I guess that's what I want to do, basic lands. So this suggests 8 and 8. That seems fine. We just need the prettier ones. All right, so it's actually 16, 17, that's 18 lands because these two can both be lands, so that's too many. Let's cut a swamp. Probably cut a swamp and an island and find 2 more cards that do stuff. No more basic land. Put the other divination in here. I mean, this can be a combat trick, I guess. We'll try this. I don't think our sealed pool is the world's best sealed pool, but we will give it a shot. If you guys haven't played on Magic Arena, it is a great way to play Magic. Free to play to start out with. You can slowly start earning cards and build up to a bit of a collection of Magic cards. So, and coming to mobile sometime in 2020, they tell us. No creatures, but we have the divination, we have lands, we're going first. We have one sort of a removal spell, so we'll run with it. And we got a bat, so had it the whole time. We're off to a start. Flying lifelink, so can only be blocked by other flyers. When he deals damage, we gain that much life. Not the world's best thing, but if he's casting crappy cards like Tormenting Voice, we should feel pretty good about our life. This is a sorcery, which is kind of lame, but that's all right. So we'll just draw 2. So when you try to cast a card with Kicker, it gives you the option if you want to cast it with Kicker, even though we can't afford to. Drew 2 more lands, which is all right. We have this Falconer that is a 4/4 flyer that will help us scry once we do things. This card's really good. Swarm Shambler. Hard to say. Good card. If you try to get rid of a creature that has a +1/+1 counter on it, it creates another 1/1 insect. So can be problematic, especially since we have 2 cards that target things here. But by itself, it's not that big and it's not super worrisome. So we're just going to do that for our turn. We don't really have anything else to do or play. These are both sort of reactive spells. We don't want to put this guy in a bubble just to have another 1/1 pop out. It doesn't get rid of him, so. We're lacking removal. We have sort of tapping down, bouncing to hand type of cards. I think we have 1 maybe actual removal card in our deck. Let's see if he does anything. All right. Yeah, that's a good card. So since we can cast this with Kicker, we're going to go ahead and do so. So this will put hit back into his hand, and because we kicked it, we get to draw a card. So nothing but good things. Whenever we cast an instant sorcery or wizard spell, this guy's a wizard. So in theory, we want to cast this guy first and do Falconer next turn. Although doing Falconer this turn is technically, sort of more mana efficient. Comes out pretty similar, I think. So we're just actually going to play Falconer because we want to be able to scry if we kick a spell. We're not doing a lot of damage, but we're gaining life and negating the damage they're doing. And now we have 5 power worth of flyers. Although I don't think our guy is long for this world, but we will see. Territorial Scythe Cat gets a 1/1 counter when a land enters play. So look, it's got a 1/1 counter. This card, as guessed, maybe not the world's best here, but I could kick this to tap this guy down. It doesn't really do anything for us other than lets us scry from this. I could also just play this guy with nothing to steal, but since it has Kicker, it will give us the scry trigger here. That may not be bad to do pre-combat, just in case he has something to do to remove our cards, but with only 1 red mana, that doesn't seem likely anyway. So we'll do this. We'll cast it with Kicker. We're going to choose 1 because we're not stealing anything. And then we get to Scry 2. So Scry 2 lets us look at the top 2 cards of our library and do what we want with them. Gotta view the battlefield. Becomes the target of a spell an opponent controls, but not ability. So Geyser Mage can return that guy, which seems pretty good. So I think we want that on top. This, it's not bad. So we'll keep it on top as well, or 1 down from the top, I suppose. Go ahead and play out a land and pass our turn over. Let's see what he's got. He's still got this landfall guy, so he has sort of a +1/+1 counter theme going. He also has a bunch of landfall stuff happening. Presumably he has something to play other than this guy, or he made a mistake because he should have played his land first. Oh, Relic Robber. When it deals combat damage to a player, that player gets a dude, and that dude deals you damage every turn. So we will block it. Of course he has a spell, but you know, no big deal. So we have 5 damage on board right now. These are getting so I think what we're going to do, we have 4, 5, 6, potentially 7 mana. So I'm going to play Geyser Mage. I'm going to kick it. Yeah, we want that card first. So when this enters play, we get to return one of his creatures to his hand. We're going to target this guy. And then while he is gone, we are going to put the Scythe Cat in a little bubble so that he will not untap. Did our job there. If he wants to attack with Relic Robber, we have the Geyser Mage to block that. At this point, we're not in any major worry. I mean, if he attacks with this also, we're probably going to win. But on top of our deck, we have a removal spell. So we could just let that go through. Although he could play 2 creatures, and we know he has 2 creatures that he can afford to play. But I really just think Relic Robber is too good, so we're going to block. Let him see. Sentinel something. What does this card do? Flying Defender. If it is kicked, it has 2 counters. It can attack as though it doesn't have Defender. That's cool. We're going to destroy it. And then we're going to attack. And we're going to play this guy. Easy. Game 1. Can't lose. Boom. Exploding face. We did it. We did it. Victory is ours. So with 1 win, we get 3 packs. With 7 wins, we also get 3 packs. So the difference is how many gems you get along the way. Gems are the Magic Arena V-Bucks, essentially. So I don't remember how much these cost to enter if you're not using a token, but somewhere normally 4 to 5 wins is where you get your money back. So I think it costs 1,500 gems to enter. And you play till you get 3 losses. You can change your deck in between, so you can go review this and be like, oh, that card sucked. I want it out of here. Or it didn't do what I thought it did. So plenty of time to change things around, but since we won pretty easily, we're just going to run with it. This guy got a little Nahiri avatar. Cool dude. 3 lands, 4 spells, removal, shell shield. Oh, that card was bad, but I mean, it's hard to mulligan it, but it isn't really what we were looking for. It's not a great hand. We don't really know what we want that to be yet, so we're just going to play our swamp. Oh man, turn 1 plays. 1/1 death touch. Alright, I see you. Here's my 2/2. Feed the Swarm can be, I mean, do we just trade this guy off here? I don't know what he's getting at. 1/1 death touch could be bad later. Sure. Moss Pit Skeleton. It's not kicked. Whenever 1 or more counters are put on a creature you control, if it's in your graveyard, you can put it on top of your library. That seems useful. This card is good. Better if we can kick it, but we can't. So we're going to play this as a island-ish. Because we need 2 islands to cast this guy. We can just play this as a 2/1 Menace lifelink. I guess that's what we're going to do. It also adds to our party. So that's a thing. Definitely for the behind in this game already. Not quite the right type of curve out. And if we don't draw land, we'll be in pretty rough shape. But we'll see what this guy's got going on. The old solid 3 color here. I assume he's attacking with this guy. I mean, it comes back consistently, so there's not a lot of danger that I'm going to do much about it. And before blocks, he's maybe he's just pump faking me there. Okay, no blocks. Pass to damage. All right. Here's my little pet hexagon thing over here. I don't know what he's supposed to do. Oh, he's a tornado. Destroy target creature. Okay. You did it. Oh, we drew a land. So we get our 1/4 and we get to draw 2, discard 1. This is rogue. When it enters the battlefield, it would kill that guy, which is fine. But we need both of these lands to do that. We probably just get rid of Shell Shield here. It's not doing anything for us. I'm not sure that it's worth taking. I don't think he, if he wants to spend another card to kill it, he's more than welcome to. Field Research. That card is going to help us here. Can't cast it with kicker, so we'll just cast it. We're going to make this a 4/1 so we can hit face. Although it may not make sense to do that. That's a wizard, that's a wizard. Because if we do, then we're taking damage from both of these guys. We have some removal coming. We're killing one of these guys next turn. I just don't think getting the damage in here is worth taking the amount of damage we would have to take. So we'll block here, take 2. Wow, 5/5. Okay. So I see it's cheaper. So we don't have like super great options to deal with that. We can play this 3/2 and kill either of these guys, probably the visionary. We could alternatively place this thing, scry 1, and that would be it. No, we'd have 2 mana. We could then kill this guy and lose 6 life. Like, maybe that's the thing we need to do. Let's cast this first. Sure. We'll make it a 4/1 for now. It's not going to matter. Yeah, we want that guy for sure. So now I think we do. We just feed the swarm. We get rid of this guy. We don't care because we're not attacking. Maybe we do attack. I mean, we're going to take 2. If he attacks with both, we'll just trade off here. Kill the other one with the silencer on the way back. I mean, trading 2 for 4 seems like a thing we should be into. But we'll see what he does. That depends on this guy being aggressive and coming after us. So we'll see if that's a thing that happens. Deadly Alliance. Destroy target creature. Okay, okay, okay. I see you. So now we have a wizard, rogue, so we'll still kill one of these. I think that's the play. Get in with our 1 damage. Maybe 2 aggro. If he has another removal spell, we're just taking 2 more for no good reason. But we're going to just trade those off. And then see what happens. Seems like he's really thinking about it. He's not sure what's going to happen either. He's going to play another visionary. That's must be nice. But we can kill that guy. I think at this point we're just casting the Falconer, becoming a 4/1, attacking for 4. I think we're going to hold off on playing this guy. He's only got 2 cards left in his hand. We're way better off if we can kick this because it becomes a 3/3 and it lets us scry 2. So no reason to get too aggressive. We're going to block no matter if he attacks. He may have a trick. He may kill our guy, but if he has a trick and we don't block, we're dead. So we have to start by not dying and then go from there. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Return 2 instead. He found himself a flyer. So at this point, we could kick the Gloom Hunter, have another 3/3 flyer, attack with our 4/4 flyer. So we'll have 2 blockers. This is going to cost 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 mana. So we don't have enough to also cast Vanquish this turn, but I think that's okay. See if he's interested in blocking. He decides he is not. But we get to scry 2. We don't need the land. We definitely want this because we want to bounce a guy for sure. We know what's in his hand. He has this adventure. He's going to get a 5/5. We can bounce it back up there. Or he may play the visionary. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He has 8 land. He might be able to play both, but I don't think so. So here we just have to block. We don't think he could kill us, but there's no reason to try to find out. That makes sense why he would kind of suicide that guy in there. Don't know what he's got up his sleeve now. He could play Visionary to get another draw. This guy flips anytime we play instant sorcery or wizard, so we can instant to kill. Then we have 8 power of flyers. So unless he has 2 blockers in the air, we're going to win. Oh, never mind. He could do that. That's the thing he could do. This guy's a wizard. It's a wizard, Harry. So we can kick this spell to bounce this guy again. And it's a wizard, so we'd hit for 4. And then we're in pretty good shape. So back to him needing to respond. It's been a little bit of back and forth this game for sure. Out he comes again. No surprise. Though a little bit of a surprise. Like, is he... I mean, we have to block here. We don't have to. There's just no reason not to. Enters the battlefield. Each opponent loses X life and you get an X life. So that puts him to 5. So that's a something. This guy, not a wizard. So to make this a 4 power, we would need to play an instant or sorcery. So we could vanquish the weak to kill this guy. Play this guy to block here. It seems like a play. So, I mean, at this point, he would need removal for this and a way to pump this. He's got Visionary to draw another if he doesn't have anything particularly good in his hand at this exact moment, but we should be in a pretty good shape. We have to block because we don't want to die again. Pretty standard. We'll see what happens here. Kicker, return target, okay. What kind of instants and sorceries does he have here? Oh, he has a destroy target creature. He has a destroy target creature. He has a destroy target creature. Do any of them kill my guy? 1 less for each person in his party. He's got a wizard, so he's got 2 players in his party. So it costs how much? So it still costs 3. He has 1, 2. So we did it. We got there by 1 mana. That was close. Closer than I wanted it to be. 2-0. Great start. Pro Magic player. Esports extraordinaire. Etc. We have unlocked an emote. And a pack. I have lots of packs. When I play Magic Arena, it's mostly playing limited of some kind, sealed or draft. I have lots of wild cards. I have lots of Vault Progress. Occasionally I'll build a standard deck and play with it when I am out of gems and don't want to pay more monies, but I much prefer the sealed or draft variant. Mostly draft, but with the new set, sealed is nice to just sort of become more familiar with the cards. So if you're not familiar, Zendikar Rising just came out on Arena yesterday. It isn't out in paper form until this weekend. Not that anyone plays paper Magic, because coronavirus and organized play aren't as good anymore. So, but Arena is lovely. Currently waiting. There we go. Against Go Go. Clearly. Another 3 lands, 4 spells. A good spell, bad spell. It's not great, but this card's good enough to get us out of it. I guess we're going to keep. And we're on the draw this time, so we'll get an extra look at something. We have new emotes. Obey, cooperate. Crazy. So far, he's on a mono black type of look here. We don't have anything to do. Put this guy in a bubble, but that's not super effective, so we'll just move on about our life. That card's good too. Man. Not the start we're looking for necessarily. If we take 4 more, that's okay. We may just have to play this bat and bubble this guy at this point, which I don't love, but kind of off to a slow start. We have some good removal cards. We have this card that's absolute trash, and this is bad. This is bad. No blocks. Things not looking good. So we can vanquish the weak one of them. I think we have to. I guess it's an instant, so we don't have to do it at this exact moment. So we attack with the bat because we're not blocking with it. End our turn. End our turn, see what happens. Yeah. This card just seems bonkers. I mean, 3 mana and then basically you're going to put a 1/1 counter on it every turn. Not bad. Oh shoot, I misread that card too because now I can't vanquish anything. Well, there we go. We misplayed. Guess we might as well vanquish this guy because we want to get some value out of that card. Target creature you control gains indestructible. Funny story. That doesn't do anything. Play the Black Lotus. Thanks, Tony. Helpful tips. Fresh out of those. I blame you for coming in during the game that I'm just getting absolutely housed. A time walk would be solid here too. Yeah, we need to draw our other bubble. We might find our way out of here, but it is not looking good for the home team. I consider myself the home team, if that wasn't clear. I suppose we could also just draw like a reasonably sized creature. That isn't it. That ain't it. Give something -1, -1. We can do that. So we can die. Yeah, we're pretty well dead. I mean, we technically can make some blocks here and survive, but there is not a card in the deck that will save us from this. Okay, cool. Cool opponent. I see you. Thinking. All right, well, 2 and 1. Can't win them all. Waiting on the server. All right. Well, we need to get to 5 wins to get our fake money back. We are not there. I blame Tony for not handing me the Black Lotus. I like the pro strats that the screen gives you as you wait for it to load. Mid-range decks are good. Or something. Two lands. This can be a land though, so that's solid. I need a lucky hat? Maybe. Maybe that's what I'm missing. Bubble snare. I mean, we have better cards this time, so we're going to go ahead and keep these. And we're going to... So this, if we play it as a land, comes into play tapped. But we don't really have anything to play on turn 1 or 2 other than this guy. So there's no reason to play it now. We may play it on our next land drop because we want to make sure we get to 3 lands on time. So we can either play the Seafloor Stalker or draw some cards. That card's not that scary. So I think we're going to play another land. We can hold this up, hold up a counter spell, rather than, well, that's really all I guess we could play that as the land was our other option. Giving yourself mod privileges, Tony. Jeez. Nepotism. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses a life. I don't know what he's got planned for that, but we might as well counter it to get some value out of our thing. Because we drew our 3rd land, so we get to 3 on time. We could vanquish this guy, but it's not that scary. So we're probably just going to play Seafloor Stalker, which isn't a very good card either, but, you know, it is what it is. We drew Roost of Drakes, so if we kick this, it gives us a flyer. So for 4 mana, we can get a flyer. Cool story, though. We don't have 4 mana. We could bubble this guy. So let's field research first and draw 2. Hopefully one of those 2 is a land. Should have been more specific. I wish one of those 2 was a blue land. This guy's a flyer, so we're not blocking, so that means we must be attacking. Oh, he got a Roost of Drakes. I've got a Roost of Drakes. We've all got Drakes. When this deal, that player mills a card. Sacrifice it to draw a card. He's got a pretty solid group of flyers happening over here. Not my favorite thing ever. We only have 2 cards in our graveyard, so he's not anywhere close to being able to do that thing. So we're going to take 3 to the face. Decide on what to do. Really need to find a different card to play other than Shell Shield. That card is just trash. Hot garbage. So we could play our own Seer, and that's all we would be doing. We could bubble one of these guys and vanquish one of these guys. That seems better. Or I guess we could play Roost. We play our own Roost. Do we have other spells with Kicker? I guess the bubbles have Kicker, so we could... Maybe that's the play here. We need 2 blue to kick this, though. Alright, so back to plan A. We're going to put this Drake in a bubble. We're going to vanquish this guy. And we're going to attack. Still feeling a bit behind here, but he's down to 1 card. 0 cards. Oh, but that's a real card, though. Blue land. That's not a blue land. Do I have another rogue? This is a rogue. So this guy will have death touch. So that's not that bad. But then I only have 3 mana, so what? So I give this guy, I play that guy, so he has death touch. I could play out Roost of Drakes, not getting the free value, but then next turn if I still need 2. I need 2 blue to kick any of those. I guess then I could kick this thing, which is hot garbage. At least we'd make it not terrible. And we really need to get a flyer here because these 2/1/1s are the only pain that we're taking. So I think we just play this out unkicked and just not be happy with our life. Another island would have been great. He milled away our dual land. Okay, well, snap block that off. There's another island. That seems like a strange attack, that he would just toss that guy in there. What did he play? Royal Mage with Kicker. Returned a target sorcery. Didn't have any sorceries. So he just played it with Kicker to get the free Drake. But we did get our second island. This basically doesn't do anything special anymore. So we're going to cast this with Kicker. Bubble that guy. Make a 2/2. And do we attack here? No. Just too much power on his side that we have to... We're down to 11. We have to protect our life total a little bit. So taking the 2 from this Royal Mage, not very smart. Let's see. This guy can't be blocked if you had a Cleric, Rogue, Wizard, blah, 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 enter this turn. If you have a full party, creatures gain, whenever this creature does combat damage, draw a card. But he has Rogues and Wizards, and that is it. His party is not full. We could steal an artifact, as somewhat expected. He does not have any artifacts. So I think we're going to play this 3/3 that's going to let us scry 2. Another bubble, and this card here that will let us take control of something. But we need 3 islands, and we don't quite have it. But I think we still keep the bubble because it's good. And you know what? We're going to count on this guy just being a bad player, which I think is somewhat likely. And we're going to attack with our 2/2. So our hope is he's not super smart. He's going to attack with his 2 flying 1/1s. We're going to cast Shell Shield with Kicker. which will make us a Drake and let us block. You know, sometimes you just got to count on the people not being very smart, and, you know, it pays. Oops, I guess we should also count on ourselves not being very smart and knowing that that milled a card. Is this guy an artifact? He looks artifacty. He should be an artifact. We could give this guy +1/+0 and unblockable, but unlikely to be useful. So I think we're just attacking for 5. One of the Drakes and our Seer. If he wants to double block and trade both of those guys off, I welcome it. Probably could have attacked with another Drake because we're going to make another one with Skydiver here. But better safe than sorry, as the kids say. Yeah, so he's 2 for 1-ing himself, which is fine by me. So we play a kicked Skydiver, pay 1 extra to get a 2/2. This Roost, kind of an all-star. He counters the spell, which doesn't really stop us from getting the 2/2, so that's cool. We must have more than 8 cards in our graveyard because he got to scry. Have a little gnat in front of me. Boom. Getting an island here would be great. He doesn't have anything great to take control of, but it would be funny. And I like playing for fun. Huh. He has one of those too. And he took a Drake of ours. Return target creature card from my graveyard to the battlefield. That seems fine. We could take this here. This vampire that's not very good. So probably the Seer. So play this kicked. We get ourselves another Drake. We get this guy. We get this guy. We get to scry. We're in really good shape. We need that island. We'll keep that card too because it's not bad. No reason not to get in with these flyers. He's got 2 flying attackers. I guess there is a reason, right? We leave this guy behind so he can't do any damage to us. He might trade one of these off here. I don't know. I don't know what his plan is. He can also block, sack this guy, draw a card. It's an odd choice. I guess I make him lose the Wind Robber if he wants to kill my guy. I don't know. That seems strange. I mean, I guess this guy has the ability to become unblockable. So maybe he's worried about that. I hope he drew the best card in his deck. He didn't, so. Now the question is, do we want to bother casting this to take his guy? I think the answer there is just kind of clearly no. So if we attack for all these 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, he's kind of forced into blocking. And if he casts something, we'll take it and kill him. If he doesn't cast anything, we'll kill him. Pretty sure he's dead here. Yeah, he's just... Still no reason to cast this spell yet, so... Did he not block? Okay. I guess he was dead either way. He could only block one guy, so I guess he could have blocked there. Could have blocked there and taken 6. But then he's still at 0 creatures, so not a path to victory for sure. All right, getting points, getting things. So we're gonna play until we're through this sealed at the very least. Three islands, 4 spells. Good spell, good spell, good spell, good spell. Man, sometimes you just run hot. I think this guy, I'll be interested to see how good this guy is on turn 2. Just playing a 2-1 menace lifelink that then starts beating face. I mean, it doesn't sound bad, so I suppose it can't be bad, but we'll see. What's this guy? The guy costs 2 mana for a 3/2. Okay. I'm not sure how that's fair, but whatever. My 2 mana guy is not that big. He is a little bit harder to deal with, though. So we have a cleric here as well as one of our only clerics in the deck, so it helps with the party abilities for sure. Never mind. Just blew up. Well, so this guy's a 3/2. He would just match up okay with this guy. These guys, I mean, I don't have great plays here. I want to save Into the Royal until I can play it with kicker. So it's really a question of, do I play a card and try to trade? I think the answer is probably yes. I've not yet used this guy's ability. It doesn't seem that strong. I don't have any real ways to pump him up effectively, so I guess if I get a full party, then each pump only costs mana, but we're not quite living that life. We got 2 bubbles in our hand, which is fun. I'm not sure which way to play this card. We know that we have that one spell that costs 3 blue. I'm not sure we actually have anything that costs double black. So maybe it just should be an island this time. And this is only a scry. Well, it might be a scry 2. Yeah. So we want to play the land next turn. So we want to draw the land. Attacking here does us no good, so. We'll see if he decides to get in here with these guys. He'll definitely get in with this guy now because we got rebuked. Oh, interesting. Huh. Pump faked. Okay, no blocks. Guy's not very important. So with 5 mana, we can bubble this guy. There's no reason to kick it at this point. We have Geyser Mage we could play without kicker, but we also have Into the Royal, so if he attacks, we can block. If he tries a trick, we can just bounce. So that seems like the best approach here. He's starting to run low on cards. I mean, we're obviously low on cards. So, but our cards are good. I mean, this is good removal. See if he decides to try to get in here. He does. He hasn't wanted to trade off yet, so I imagine he has a trick he's going to play, or maybe he's just knows he's a creature ahead, so that's all he cares about. Which is a reasonable thing, especially enters battlefield, you may return a land. Well, bouncing this guy is going to be painful, so we're not going to. So the question is, do we want to enter the Royal the Pack Beast just to get the card draw out of it and set him back a little bit? Then we can put this guy in a bubble, depending on what we draw. I mean, this is another bounce spell, which isn't the life we want to be living, but I think we want to go ahead and just try to get some tempo here where we can. Oh yeah, field research. We knew what was on top, so derp. Putting this guy in a really big bubble costs 4 mana, which only leaves us 1. Which means we can't play Disruption. But he's got land, Pack Beast, blank. Almost certainly not a land because he's... I mean, he's only played 5. I've played 5. Well, maybe. I guess it could be. Yeah, I think we just kick the bubble here. And I don't think we want to run this thing out. I think it gives us some value right now as a counter spell, so we're just going to hold on to it. Yeah, so he plays Pack Beast that we knew about and just passes. I guess it is possible that he has nothing but lands. Now this card could be really good. We have the mana to play it. It has flash. So we could let him get in, see what happens. So we've definitely got options here. We don't know what's on top of our deck. So I think we're just going to pass and let him do what he's going to do. Alright, so we're going to let this guy get in because we want to be tricky with the Trickster. Haha. Although, I mean, we could flash it in and block, but if he has a trick, it just dies. Yeah, we don't care about that. It deals combat damage, and we put a card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield. So we could take this guy. I mean, so we're going to flash this in for sure. He'll probably block with this dude, because why wouldn't you? Although he's thinking, so he's either in full control or he has a spell that is playable. It's actually probably the best draw for us, because now we have enough to kick Geyser Mage, bounce this to his hand, which will let us play his Paragon. I mean, yeah, that seems really solid. He seems to clearly have a spell here. We don't know what it is. If it is something that gets rid of our Trickster, then so be it. It's not, so we get his Paragon, which is awesome. Unfortunately, we can't, somehow bring him back with Kicker, so it's just a 3-2, but it was his 3-2, and now it's ours. So, pretty solid trade there. Just I don't know. If you are looking to play Magic, anything that has 0/3 and gives your other creatures haste is hot garbage. This card is trash. Not sure why anyone would play it, but here we are. We're behind on life, but he's only got 2 power. So we're just going to push all of our guys forward. We have this thing that will give our creature indestructible. So if he wants to try to block the Geyser Mage with the Pack Beast, I'm okay with that. Blocking this guy is not very important right now because we have nothing to get back. So I'm not sure why he's prioritizing that, but I guess it is also the most damage, but he could have taken 1 more damage and gotten rid of a guy, or at least thought he would get rid of a guy. For 6 mana, we can draw 2 or draw 3, or for 2 mana, yeah, we want the extra card. I mean, I guess we could keep up this counter spell, but it is, only counters them if they don't have 1 mana to pay, and they will almost certainly have extra mana to spend. He's also playing 3 color, just found a plane, so these could be white cards in his hand. Who knows? Maybe he's got a counter. He has something because we keep waiting on him. There we go. That makes some amount of sense. And now we tapped out, so we didn't have Oblivious Hunger. He got us. We got. Okay, that's a card. It's 5 mana, haste. We got hit in the face there. We can't feed the Swarm it because we'll die. So we got to keep somebody back to deal with it. I guess, I mean, we could hold both back and double block. Like, that's probably the smart play. Don't like it, but no one asked me. So he attacks here, we double block, we hunger one of them to keep them around. Probably the Geyser Mage, since he's technically ours. If he has, this doesn't have trample or anything, so unless he just drew some other action spell, then we're still getting 2 for 1, but we'll at least have a creature. He should he should kill his own thing first. We're gonna make this guy indestructible. See what happens. -1. Toughness. Still alive. That's a good draw. So cast this with kicker. I mean, he's red, right? So he can have a lot of haste creatures. So if he has haste and removal, like, there's a world in which we can die here, but sometimes you just gotta hope that they don't have it. But he seems to have lots of lands. I mean, we have lots of lands too. Trample haste, it was kicked as counters on it. There we go. As we said, but we can actually feed the Swarm as a sorcery, so we can't do anything other than block here. So we'll block. We're still going to lose some life, then gain it back through lifelink. We got a bubble to put him in. So we don't have any reason particularly to kick it, so we'll just do that. We'll attack for 3. I guess all of his creatures have haste because of this fort. So this could be a stupid attack, but we can't wait forever either. After I talked so much trash about not playing this card, it could be the death of us. But if it is, it is. Can't do anything. Oh, he's just doing nothing. Which is good. So we just keep it up. I assume he'll block at this point in case I have any kind of spell. Uh-oh. Give it a +1/+1 counter. Okay. That guy will block forever. You did it, sir. We've got ourselves a standoff at this point. I mean, we could feed the swarm here, lose 3 life to kill this. I mean, that seems really bad. But it puts him in a spot where he has to draw action. But this card isn't going to kill us, so I think our card density is still pretty good. I mean, we have good cards that do things, so we're better off not kamikazing ourselves into death, I guess. We have more than one basket that we can put our eggs in right now. I guess it's the short version of that. Okay. Oh man, he can pump that guy many times. Does it pump his toughness? It does not. So his power and toughness is 2. Play to land. This is a good draw for us. So, well, it's only -2, -2. But I guess what we could do, let's do it this way. Let's start with an attack. He probably blocks with the fort because it seems like a dumb attack, right? So he could double block here. But yeah, that would be probably too cute. Play this, play this. And this will let us kill the fort. And we still have enough mana to feed the swarm or play a, at this point, really terrible counter spell if push comes to shove. And we have a blocker for this guy. Oh man. Now that deals 1 damage. It's going to do 2 damage to each creature. Okay. Yeah, we might be dead here. Oh, we're almost certainly dead here. Because feed the swarm is sorcery, so we can't kill this guy. How many pumps can you give it? 3, 1. I think you can only pump it twice. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. I don't know. He'll figure it out. I don't have to figure it out. Okay. Okay. I'll come look after this game, okay?
Is it almost done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Field research. So we're going to draw 2 cards. Will this get us anywhere? So we do that. And we get a 2/2. New set's good so far, Jason. It's my first game with it, but we're 1 mana short of all the things we want to do right here. I guess if I play this guy, this gives me 3 blockers. Which, I mean, it's the only way out. So we've got 3 blockers. He's got 2 attackers. Yeah, 1 more mana I could have also played Feed the Swarm and killed this guy. Would have felt way better about where I'm at then. Because I have to block both of these guys. And they're really going to be chump blocks, right? I guess I can double block this guy, chump block this guy. But then I still will have Feed the Swarm for this guy. I'm not in a bad spot. Like, this is a pretty close game. It's been a little bit of back and forth. So, and I think we're currently 3-1, maybe 4-1 with this deck. And we need to get to 5 wins to get to the making money point. 4 wins is basically breaking even before we get to 3 losses. So for my first sealed, it's been pretty good. Not attacking with the Brute is a bold choice because now he's dead on board because this guy doesn't have reach. So, I mean, we're going to throw this guy at it. I mean, he obviously has something else to do, or he's not very smart, or he has trample. I don't know. All of those things are possible. I've also had this card in my hand the whole time. I could have played it as a... it's sealed, Jason, so you like basically open 6 packs worth of cards and then you just make stuff. So it's not like, it's not draft where, oops. So you can emote here in Magic Arena. Oh, he did. Sometimes people will say, oops, and then like bait you into an attack and then be like, still had the removal spell, got you. So anyway, sealed, so not drafting. After this sealed is over, I might do a draft. I have some draft tokens too, and I like draft better, but with sealed, you get to see more of the cards. You don't have to sort of know their power going in. Where draft, if you haven't played with them yet, you kind of have to make snap decisions. I'm going to be back in just 1 second. My son is looking for some Fortnite, getting his game started assistant. So give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back. All right, I have successfully watched the Groot emote do the whoa, so my Fortniting is done for the evening. Back to Magic. So we're at 4 wins, which is 1,400 gems. The entry's 1,500. The next one is 1,600, so, you know, we've basically made our money back at this point. Ugh, 2 lands, a 12,000 mana spell, a couple 2 mana spells, but another 10,000 mana spell. Like, we just have to mulligan here. This is better. Roost is good. Roost with these bubbles is good. I mean, this is great. I just don't know what we put on bottom. Like, they're all good cards. Maybe the Geyser Mage and just like really, really not have any creatures and hope we draw them. We're just gonna go ahead and play out the Roost instead of trying to get value out of it, I think. Well, we don't have a 2-drop. We might as well hold off. We can play it next turn if we decide to. So Bubble Snare is a good way to deal with their creatures. Yeah, they're playing black. So we'll see what happens here. Hopefully they have a little bit of a slower deck and we will not get steamrolled in the next 10 or 15 seconds. Because we have... So Roost of Drakes is an enchantment, and when you play a spell with kicker, if you kicked it, you get a flyer. And it has a kicker cost itself, which if you kick it, you get a flyer. And all of these spells on the bottom of the screen that have the little 3 up arrows have kicker, so we're set up pretty well for that. We're going to play this rogue here. If we can find a land, we will kick Roost of Drakes next turn. That's plan A. Plan B will be not drawing a land and casting field research to find our other land. It's always good to have a plan B because sometimes you just need it. 3 colors has them. Very easy. Easy snap. What does he do? All kind, but not playing anything. Garbage draw. So we're going to go with, well, let's attack first. Let's see if he does anything silly. All right. Then we're just going to draw 2 cards. Of course, neither of those were lands either. Never lucky. Vastwood Surge. Gonna get some more lands. Well, he is not hurting for mana. We've not found any land still. We have Vanquish the Weak, so if he plays something this turn, we can kill it if it has power 3 or less. Or we can just play this Null Priest. We can play Null Priest and Roost. But playing Roost by itself right now is not ideal, so I think we're just going to lay this guy out here. See what happens. We got a Rogue, a Cleric. We've got our party starting to be generated. He's taking his good old time thinking about what to do. Plays another land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands already played. He may have tough choices, Jason. That's fair. You never know. I mean, every card in his hand should be castable at this point because he's got plenty of mana over there. He's also manually tapping his lands. One of my favorite things about Arena is you can just drag a card out and it will play it for you. Wow, that's why he wanted every different color of land. All right, so this is good though. The question is, well, there's lots of questions. If we just kick Bubble Snare, it'll tap this thing down. That's great, but we don't get any extra value out of it. I could kick Roost of Drakes right now, just get a 2/2 this turn. Next turn, Bubble Snare this and get another 2/2. That seems pretty good. But maybe also greedy. But we're definitely going to attack with this guy. He has Menace, so it can't be blocked. So we'll get in for 2 damage, gain 2 life. I think we're just going to kick this. We're going to go all in as greedy as we can go. I mean, realistically, it's the same if we just want to, trade off our Drake to block here. It's going to come out the same at the end. Theoretically, let's see, what do we have as far as cards in graveyard? 1, okay. So 5, 6, 7, 8. If we get to 8 mana, we could steal his Cleric. Spoiler alert, we will not get to 8 mana. One of the things I think I was saying when he played this card is you can drag your card out and it will tap your mana for you. You don't have to click on the cards like you do on Magic Online. It will make its best guess at how to tap your lands. But cursing the auto tapper is a thing that happens sometimes because it just may not account for everything you think it should be accounting for. We'll have another way to remove it too. This guy has Death Touch if we control another rogue. This guy's a rogue, so if we are able to play him out here in a couple turns, we'll get some value from that. What does that thing do? If it was kicked, return target card with kicker from graveyard to your hand. This will let him get more lands and put counters on your guy. So we have a couple of options here. We could kick Bubble Snare and bubble this guy. We could just kick Bubble Snare and bubble that guy, which is probably what we should do. So kicking it will give us the extra 2/2 from the Roost of Drakes. We'll get in for 4 here. We'll gain 2 life. He will probably make this guy bigger next turn by playing Vastwood Surge. Because it's going to give him 2 more lands. It's going to cost him 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's got the mana to kick it. So we can put 2 counters on this guy and make it a 5/5. It's fine. We can take 5 and then put that guy in a bubble too. Or if we happen to draw a land, a blue land, we could steal this guy after he's a 5/5 with Wall Mage's Domination, which would be pretty sweet. That's fine. If we had more mana, we obviously could have left 3 mana up to try to vanquish the weak once he plays this. Kill it before it gets the counters. He could be doing something else. Obviously, he has 4 other cards. I don't know his life. He may have other plans for his day. So have you played Magic recently, Jason? Did you play before? I don't know how much you have played the gatherings. He played his land. He's up to 9. Something different. Scion of the Swarm. Whenever you gain life, put a counter on it. That seems good. Cost more mana, so I can't steal it. So I think we just kick a Bubble Snare, put that guy in a bubble. Original Zendikar was last block. I forget what set was immediately after last Zendikar, because I think that's basically when I restarted. I think was Innistrad after that. That's was about the time that I started again. I have some old Zendikar full art lands. Very cool. Very cool stuffs. I'm trying to Wikipedia list of Magic Gathering sets. There's been a few. Let's see. After Zendikar. So Zendikar block was Zendikar World Awakened, Return to Rise of Eldrazi, and then was Mirrodin. Scars, Mirrodin, New Phyrexia, then Innistrad. So there's one in between there. And I played just the end of Scars block. I started playing, I think, when New Phyrexia came out. Oh, he played another guy. He played a Stomper. Returned 2 lands, played another Scion. Okay, guys, we're starting to run out of super cool tricks. How many cards are in his graveyard? Still 1. He's getting a little aggressive. He's coming in for the attacks. Yeah, Shards is a really cool set. I didn't play much of it, but I played with some of the cards later on in life, I guess. So we can't steal either of these guys with Domination. I could steal this guy, and that's whatever. So our plan is probably vanquish the weak on this guy. Get in for 4. We could obviously get in for 6, but him being at 4 or him being at 2, I think is roughly the same right now. And I'll play this guy unkicked just to be a blocker if he has removal and a pump spell somehow. Like he has this card obviously that could make us lose 4 life and him gain 4 life. But if he takes his whole turn playing that, I think we're in an okay spot. Yeah, Innistrad was a good time when I got back into it. Like I decided, me and my buddy were like, oh, we're going to go buy 6 packs each, take them home, just do our own little sealed thing. And I opened Liliana the Veil, which at the time was like a $50 card and now is probably a $200 card or something. I think she got reprinted in some of the sets, but like it was one of the best Planeswalkers they've ever printed. I'm like, the first time I had seen a Planeswalker card, like they weren't in the sets that I played before that. I played a lot back in. Let's see, I have the list up here. What did original Ravnica, Odyssey, Judgment, Torment. I really like the Odyssey block. Wild Mongrel, Squirrel's Nest. Those were my types of very weird cards, but he's thinking again. So he's still got Vastwood Surge. He's got this card. I think the consumption card here keeps him alive for a turn, maybe, at least as far as he knows. He would go to 8. Oh, wow. We're going to go this route, huh? Well, this guy doesn't have Death Touch yet. I don't really want that guy to die. These are both sorceries. Maybe he's counting on me being stupid and not blocking at all. I mean, does this guy have trample? He does. Okay. So we put the Skulker there too. Well, then we don't use that guy. We're going to take 4, 5, 6, 7. This will do 3 more. I mean, he can't have too much more than that, pump spell wise. Maybe we should have been prioritizing getting this guy out. If he plays a pump spell, that's fine, right? But then he won't be able to cast this card. So this card was the drain us for 4. So if he plays that, he would need a 3 power pump spell, and there's just no Titanic growth in this set, as far as I know. If he doesn't play the drain 4, he gains 4 card, he's obviously dead. He can see that he's dead. Maybe he plays a flying creature, then he's still dead. He just has to play it, like, and hope I have nothing. I don't know. Well, and he can't play it now because he returned 2 lands, right? So unless he can play a land, if he's played a land this turn, he can't play it because he doesn't have 6. Oh, he does. He has 6 mana. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. He doesn't know what he's doing either, though, and he's running low on time. So he must really be... He either has a lot of options or he doesn't want to admit his death here. So here he doesn't know he's dead. It actually may not be, right? I can only do 7. I can steal a card. This will let me scry 1. Maybe not getting in for that extra point of damage will come back to bite me here. I can play this card. I mean, we've really got to keep back a lot to make sure this guy doesn't kill us. So if I played this, well, let's play this first and let's see what our scry tells us. Tells us we don't want that card. So if we attack with both of these, we're going to gain 1, go to 4. He's going to go to 5. We can block, take 3. If he pumps, then yeah, let's try it. I could think more about it, but I don't really want to. So yeah, I think we missed out on 2 points trying to be a little extra conservative if we looked closer at his hand. we probably win, but maybe not. I don't know if he played something we didn't know about. I don't know. This card is bad. I mean, this is one of the worst cards in our deck, I think. It seems okay on paper, but man, it is just so expensive. And it rarely kills anything that matters. Reveals cards. You choose one of those cards. That player discards that card. Okay, well, his party size is 2, so I'm guessing my domination is going away, because... yeah, man, if you want to play on here, we can do, like, direct challenges now with Arena, so... I will happily play against you. And you can, like, do a sealed or do a draft. And you can't sit at the same table like you could in, like, paper, but you can then save... like, I could save this deck that I made and play it outside of the event that I'm playing against you, right? So lots of ways to play. So we can't kick Vastwood Surge. He's obviously going to get in. We're obviously blocking. And taking 3, hoping he has just no pump spell. I mean, if he has a pump, we're dead because he'll play it on the Trampler, so. Oh, we're dead anyway. I miscounted. Because the trample. Derp. Well, oops. Jason distracted me. I blame you. Oops. All right, we need one more win to get our money back for sure. Oops. See, this is why I start with sealed and not draft, because I don't want to be stupid when I'm drafting. Yeah, drafting is hard. I mean, and when they first released the sets on Magic Online, so Magic Arena has 2 different sort of types of drafts. It has human drafts, so you're drafting with other players, and it has bot drafts. So with the bot drafts, I mean, the cards pass around the table, but the computer just decides what comes back to you 7 picks later, right? This seems good. Keep 7. And those are untimed. So you could sit there and you could read every card in the pack 7 times before you make your decision. There's nobody there to yell at you or tell you to hurry up. Player drafts are obviously timed because it's 7 other people playing with you. Now, they're not playing with you in the fact that, like, you're going to have to, you're not necessarily going to play against them. After you finish your draft, you can just play against anybody, even outside of the draft pod that you were sort of in. But it makes for a better drafting experience. You're not drafting against, their best algorithms. You're drafting against what real people would be drafting. But those are timed. You have to know what you're doing. It'll auto pick for you if you don't pick quick enough. So when the sets first come out, your only options are player drafts. They don't have bot drafts, which is interesting. It's kind of a weird way to go about it. I think they like to get the data from the bot drafts to help program the bots, from the player drafts to help program the bots, which is good and makes some amount of sense. So our Null Priest here is stuck. This guy has Death Touch. This guy does nothing. Do we want to trade our Null Priest for 2 life and the Death Toucher? We could also make him indestructible after that. That could be cool. But I would rather cast Field Research this turn if I can. Like, maybe he's not going to block. He blocked. All right. We'll just trade it off. It's fine. We'll play this as an island, and we will draw 2. These are good cards. We got 2 spells out of it, so. Null Priest, I think, is better if we can kick it. I think as just a 2-1, like it's never going to do that much work, so. Just got a little 3-3 here. We can vanquish that guy. We can play. We don't have a land, so I think our best option is to vanquish. We don't want to take 4 damage next turn. I guess we can play this as a land. It comes into play tapped. Since we really want to cast Master of the Winds, it's probably worth playing. This guy, 4/3, landfall. It gets +2/+2 till end of turn. Yikes. That's a real threat, turns out. We get to draw 2, discard 2 when this enters the battlefield. So I think that, or draw 2, discard 1. So I think that's definitely worth doing. This card's just not good enough and it's too expensive. It's a 1/4. Obviously, it's not going to stop us from taking 4 in the face from this guy. Then we can put him in a bubble. Actually, we're probably going to take 6 in the face because as long as he can find a way to play a land, which isn't particularly difficult. But maybe not. Another Death Toucher. Interesting. We could steal his Death Toucher. That would be fun. Not good, necessarily, but fun. We could play this wizard and hit him for 4. Then we would take 3 and block the Baloth if it attacked. It would let us scry 1. Not a ton of great options. 4 mana to steal that guy. It doesn't seem like the life we want to be living. This guy's also just holding everyone and their brother back. So like maybe what we really want to be doing is just adding to our board here. Rather than trying to get too aggressive. He's lower on cards. We drew a bunch of cards. We have a control magic card. We have 2 removal-ish spells. And that does make Cascade Seer better now. It will scry 2 when it enters. It's another good card. He has lots of good landfall cards. Just no land. Oh, spoke too soon. Now has lands. So now we're definitely going to just take 6 in the face. But the rest of our guys are holding the group back. I suppose there's an argument for triple blocking here. But if we do, we're losing Sphinx and Skulker, and I don't think that's the life we should be part of either. We could chump block, but we have a bubble to put them in. But Feed the Swarm's going to get worse. Maybe we just block with this guy. We don't have another rogue in hand, so he's probably not getting any better. Oh wait. We apparently did have another rogue. Oh, right there. Death Touch. Huh. I knew that. 100%. Was no question in my mind. Cascade Seer. Easy play now. Take an action. Make this guy a 4/1 because we played a wizard. We want to keep the Trickster on top. This card's bananas. And I don't think we need the land. I mean, the land can help us control magic, something that's bigger. I mean, it'll put us at 3. So we could take his cat. Yeah, absolutely. We want the land too. So we're just going to attack with this guy. Sure. Oh, you're coming in? Now this is an interesting attack. Like, this guy has Death Touch, so sure, I'm just going to take that one. But this guy gets bigger with every landfall. So, like, my intuition is block and trade, right? He could have a spell that adds lands to the battlefield, at instant speed. That seems really unlikely though. And I kind of just want to control magic this guy. I just want to take control of it. So I think I'm okay with that. And I probably block here just so that when I have this guy, I don't have to worry about the Death Toucher. Like, I don't care about this dude. I mean, he's a 2/1 flyer. Yeah, so this guy has flash too, so we can play him on his turn. We have 5 mana, so we're just going to pass the turn, see what happens. Yeah, it probably finds a land. So if he attacks here, okay. No, cancel. We'll allow it. So we're gonna let him hit us for 5, and he's gonna feel a lot of pain on the next turn. Because not only does this guy have flash, so he's going to come into play. When he deals damage to the opponent, we get one of the creatures from his graveyard onto the battlefield under our control. So we're going to do that. We're going to take this guy. Yes, please. Then we're going to play Domination. Select a value for X of 3. Auto pay for that guy. Thanks. Oops, I said nice. I want thanks. That still says nice. Wasn't there a thanks there? Maybe I just can't read. Either way, we took all this stuff. Zombie MM7. Sorry, bro. Hello. Hello, good game, well played. Oh. The old pass turn. We could put this guy in a bubble to get another card out of his graveyard because he's probably chump blocking the Trickster here, but we're winning this game without doing that, so. And let's make him indestructible. Oops. Concede. That was a good game for me, less so for him. That gets us to 5 wins. 5 of our however many we need. We got some card rewards. So 2 more wins or 1 loss, and we'll be done for this sealed here. All right, all blue lands. 2 good blue cards. This is a tough call. We're on the draw, so mulliganing isn't the worst, but like I like what we have. If we draw a black source, I really like what we have. So we're going to keep it and maybe get too greedy. This card's our other terrible card in this deck, so it goes. We're just going to get punished by drawing nothing but black cards. We'll at least be able to bubble that guy, I guess, unless he plays something better. He did technically play something better. But I think we'll still... We can play this guy. Pass. We can block. He'll think it's a trade. We can shell shield. Target creature you control deals damage as power to target creature you don't control. Okay. It's the best use we've got out of Shell Shield all day is countering Rabid Bite, so. Is he still gonna? Oh man. Still coming in with the Vine Gecko here is unwise. Like this guy could have grown, got bigger. My dude was not that important. But I'll take it. Play a card, scry one. Solid. We might get out of this. Field research is good. That card's better, but what can you do? Guess we'll cast this first. Maybe we'll get a land. Yep. Land's good. Roost is probably the best card in our deck. Like this card is at least overperformed for us, if nothing else. So we could play Expedition Stalker. We could leave up Hunger to save this guy and just trade here. That's probably the best call. Next turn, we can kick Roost to get a flyer, and then we have 2 more cards with Kicker that we want to play with Kicker, so it's not going to trade there. I forgot about Landfall Trigger, but so maybe we do just take the 6. Who knows? Oh, wow, he's going all in. He is getting aggressive. So this guy's unblockable. So I almost think just to preserve our life total here a little bit, we need to do that. Feels bad, but now this is also a little bit interesting. Changes the math some. If he doesn't have landfall trigger, then we don't have to worry about this guy getting bigger. And we can block and trade, and we will take that trade for sure if he activates that guy's ability. I think we just want to play this. Like, he's got a card in his graveyard that is worth getting out. So we're going to just go with this. We're going to see what happens. This may be dumb. So he's just attacking with this guy, which is a interesting choice. But we're just going to take it. We have a little bit of life to play with. Not a lot to spare. Oh, and he's just going to draw 3, so that's pretty good for us. We're going to flash this thing in. Oh, that's solid. So we're going to attack with both. Well, we probably leave this guy. Well, this guy could get unblockable if he wants it to get unblockable. But he's probably going to block, right? Like, if he doesn't block, we get a free creature. I mean, I guess. I'll take it. All right, so we're going to kick Roost of Drakes, which gives us a counter on this guy. And I think we have to just go ahead and put this guy in a bubble, even though we don't get full value from kicking it. But we're tired of the Canopy Baloth hitting us in the face. And I mean, we got way better board now. There's nothing to take with Zareth anymore, but card's good. Plays a 5/5. Seems fine. How about we put him in a bubble? Thank you, sir. Give me the Drakes. Tap your dude. Attack, 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 attack. Happily play this guy for 2 mana. see what he can do here. I'm not sure that he will like what his potential outs are, but maybe he's got plans. Maybe he's got ideas. He's counting. He's thinking. You can kind of see what your opponent is doing. Like when they mouse over a card or mouse over your graveyard, it'll kind of light up. So if you sort of see, oh, he did the math. He realized he was dead. Good game, OP. Well played. You tried. So I think that means, oh, we leveled up. We got stuff. We're on our last game. We've got 6 wins. We've made gems. So we will either get to 7 wins and make more gems, or we'll lose. Either way, this is the end boss. This is the final countdown. It is what it is, I suppose. Do it. Do what? Beat the guy? I'm going to try to beat the guy. That is my 100% my plan. Bob 14. I mean, I feel pretty good at 6-3. Oh, this is snap mulligan. At least we don't have to worry too much about thinking about it. Or have another beer. So Jason, the Old Nation Brewing, the M43, they have a strawberry variant, I guess. It's really good. This card's just too good that we can't mulligan again. So we're going to keep 6 and get rid of that trash garbage. So I bought 2 4-packs of the M43 strawberry, and my gosh, I like them. I would say come try one, but by the time you get over here, it may or may not still be here. I think I have 1 left. There might be some out at my parents' house too. Yikes, this card's probably good. It's rare. It has lifelink as long as it has 5 or more counters on it. When another creature dies, put a counter on it. If it was a cleric, you may draw a card. If you do, you lose a life. Yeah, okay. Okay, I see you. Getting stuck on 2 land, confirmed bad. I could play this Roost, but I would prefer to play it with 4 land so I can get the free guy. And without the 4 land, I mean, right now it's not going to do anything for me next turn. I don't have anything I can draw. If I draw a land, I'll play Geyser Mage. But I'm probably taking 2. If he does something weird and chants this guy, tries to pump him up somehow, I can bounce him if I really need to. If he plays a really big 4-mana threat, I might bounce it just to try to get some tempo. That's not a really big 4-mana threat. It did cost 4 mana though. I mean, we're missing out on some value here, but we don't have any other choice. Well, we drew a land. If we knew we were drawing a land, we wouldn't have entered the roiled that guy, because this guy could have blocked and traded. But we didn't know, so it's not looking good for us here on defeating final boss. Although I mean, we're drawing the cards we need to draw. We don't have any other cards with kicker, so is Roost what we want to do, or do we want to go with Master of the Winds? Like, this just stonewalls everyone. I guess Roost does too. Like, he's not going to attack with his 2/2. It doesn't stonewall everyone, but if we draw some more kicker spells, it can do stuff. So Roost of Drakes, MVP for sure. I think we probably have nearing 10 spells with kicker in our deck, so there comes the vampire again. Destroyed her guy, so we can get in with that guy. And we just have to take 5 here. If we draw a land, Never mind, we didn't. But this is still pretty good. We can kick it and tap this guy down, get us a Drake. So both of our potential creatures trade with his 2 creatures. Not the world's worst. We will definitely trade if he will allow us to. He will, so. Oh, that does get bigger. That is a concern. That is a concern. I didn't think about that. This guy's a cleric. Huh. Well, I think we play Master of Winds here. We want to try to find a land. Interesting. We can take this guy if we next turn if we keep both lands. We don't want to get rid of field research, I don't think. So that means we get rid of Falconer, which also seems stupid. Like maybe all of our cards are so good we just pitch field research. But then if we draw another land next turn, I'm going to feel dumb. But it is what it is. I think it's... So now we can double block this guy down if we want to, taking 5. I assume he doesn't attack with this guy, but you just never know. Return target card. Oh, destroy a card. So he can destroy this guy. Oh, he can destroy that guy. I thought it said converted mana cost. Oh, he kicked it, so he can destroy anything he wants. So do we take 8 here? Or do we block this thing? How does this get bigger when a creature you control dies? We're going to have 6 mana. So we can steal this guy next turn. He only has 1 card left. I don't think we win if we block. Well, it's not really this guy. What's this guy doing for us? Not that much, right? We're running out of time. No blocks. That's a dead card now. All right. I mean, I guess either way, like now we're... This next turn we're blocking. We have to because he's still going to attack. This guy's still tapped. I didn't really consider that necessarily. So probably should have attacked last time. Who knows? If he has a removal spell, we die. He has a removal spell. Good game. Probably should have blocked last time. He gave us the option to. We let him draw an extra card. But that's all right. We had a good run. We got more gems back than we spent. We get 3 packs for our trouble, and obviously the 6 packs worth of cards that we opened. So if you're not familiar with Arena, they have the mastery thing. So technically it's all free to play. So every day you'll get a new quest like Hearthstone or whatever. You can re-roll your quest once. So if you're not playing red or white and you don't want to, you can re-roll this and try to get something else. I think this is daily. You get stuff for wins, up to 15 wins. Most of the good rewards, the gold and the gems, are in like the first 3 or something. So as long as you get 3 or 4 or something wins a day. After that, it's just individual cards, which aren't that big of a deal. And then there are weekly win rewards. So if you get 15 wins a week, you get experience points as time goes on. Those experience points level you up here in the mastery area. If you don't pay for anything, you get what's in the top row. So you get some packs and you get individual cards and you get stuff. If you pay, I think it's roughly something like $10 for the mastery, you get more stuff. It comes with, so you'll get draft tokens and cool emotes and more packs. If you play a lot, it can definitely, it's good value, but you can also just not put a dime into Arena. You can get your experience from this to open packs to level up. As you complete these quests, you'll get gold. When you go to do a sealed, you can pay I guess it's 2,000 gems. So we barely made our money back. Yikes. Sealed is not good value. You can also do draft. So draft, you can spend gems or gold for. So if you get gold from completing quests each day, you can save that gold up and you can spend it to draft. Draft works similar. You play till you get 3 losses. You can get up to 7 wins. Costs 1,500 to get in. So if you get between 4 and 5 wins, it's almost free, and you can get some value if you get above there. So in theory, you just do enough quests till you get 10,000 gold. You do a draft. You get 5 wins. You make some profit. Rinse and repeat forever, and you don't have to pay anything. But if you put $50 or $100 in, if you're want to make it a little bit easier, especially if you want to focus on limited, it's hard to get those quests without playing some constructed tournaments, right? So you can play constructed, which they will give you pre-constructed decks after you get through the tutorial and stuff, and it will put you against people that have a similar deck strength to you. It's not going to give you against a pro out there. If you're playing in ranked, you'll go from bronze to silver to gold. I haven't played at all this season. This is the first time I've been on arena in months. But you can go bronze, gold, platinum, diamond, mythic. So there's rewards at various levels at the end of the season. So pretty cool. I like it. It's definitely cheaper than Paper Magic. And it's just fun, easy to play. Also coming to mobile by the end of the year. So if you are interested at all in Magic, it is a free and painless way to check it out and sort of see how it works, see what's going on. But that's it for us tonight. So I'm going to send you over to Voxy, who is a Magic streamer that I really enjoy watching. Sometimes a little rude, but plays 100% limited. Most people that play Magic or Magic Arena do a lot of standard or some amount, but she is drafting all day, every day, or sealed. So worth checking out, saying hi, and watching more Magic if you're into that. So everyone have a great night.